Well, indeed, there's a big shakeup at Microsoft, and this has taken a lot of people by surprise. I was seeing a lot of people talk about it, and I looked into it, and yes, it is a bit of a jarring situation that's happening at Microsoft right now. Usually, when you have departures or firings or whatever, sometimes it goes under the radar or whatever, but this was a pretty big deal, and like I said, everybody is talking about this. And how will it affect Microsoft long term? I think that's something that a lot of people are kind of questioning right now as well. After such a long time, and you get used to things being a certain way, it really kind of takes you by surprise when stuff like this happens. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that works out. But I'm sure everybody wants to get into this and find out exactly what's happening. But according to this anyway, Xbox head Xbox designer for achievements and Game Pass leaves Microsoft after nearly 20 years. Chris Novak, which is his name, was a creative force behind achievements and other strong features of the Xbox ecosystem. So this is, like I said, taking a lot of people by surprise because, those are things that we as gamers take for granted right now, but it's still incredible to think that, hey, all these things were created by this guy and now he's gone. He seemed like that really have his finger on the pulse of what gamers wanted. But Microsoft head of Xbox research and design Chris Novak will leave the company after nearly 2 decades, he announced the other day. The veteran console architect was a leading creative force in a division that oversaw the creation of everything from achievements to Game Pass, a service that upended the industry and the way that people play every single day. This is something that shouldn't be taken lightly. Think about this for a second. Like, achievements were such a groundbreaking thing that the Xbox 360 was doing that in 2005, and here we are in 2022, and Nintendo consoles still lack an achievement system. And it was such a highly loved thing that Sony was rushed to put trophies onto the PlayStation 3, which didn't happen until years later. But still, you have to remember that, that's them kind of following on the heels of what Microsoft has done. And this is what he had to say. I've loved my time with Xbox. Building an end-to-end experiences for gamers is a privilege. There are very few things that gets to work on your life which evoke such passion in people around the world. Novak's trajectory at the company was marked by the peak of the Xbox 360 days and the rebuilding phase of the company reorganizes itself around subscription gaming. He joined Microsoft back in 2002, a year after the original Xbox launched, when the tech giant was still trying to get in a foothold in the market dominated by Sony and Nintendo. Super Mario Sunshine had just come to GameCube, and Grand Theft Auto Vice City was dominating in the PlayStation 2. Xbox had the console port of The Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind and the exclusive sequel to Jet Set Radio, but no killer hits outside of the previous year's Halo Combat Evolved. So that's something that everybody is kind of looking into as well. Now, that changed in the years that followed, and Novak was there for both the ups and downs. First as a design director, and then later as design architect to Xbox One, with credits ranging from 2003's Project Gotham Racing to all the way to 2016 Quantum Break. Novak's team pushed to expand Xbox Live achievements after seeing how Gotham Racing 2 rewarded players for doing things besides just driving. He told Polygon in an interview that lesson in more open-ended play is a clear through line to current-day Xbox. In 2016, following the struggle of the Xbox One, he took over as head of Xbox Research and Design, overseeing the player experience for everything Xbox Live to Xbox Game Pass to xCloud. Now Xbox Cloud Gaming and the Xbox Series X and S, culminating of this period being the ability to pay $15 a month to stream hundreds of games to your phone with touch controls. How big is that challenge when you're trying to build experiences of entire games on a device that it was never designed for? That was the challenge at hand, Novak told Polygon. We spent huge amounts of time as part of the xCloud effort with the xCloud engineers chasing that down and making sure that all the technology allowed under the render us to render the output to any device. Novak said that he's now focused on a period of reflection and rest after leaving Microsoft and before moving on to other projects. So this is something that a lot of people are really going to be talking about. Somebody that was very instrumental. I mean, basically kind of came up with the whole idea of achievements, and that's something that, I think is super cool when you think about it. Like, not to sound like a jerk, but or like to kind of be a sellout or anything, but honestly, that is really cool if you think about it, because just think where we'd be without that. I mean, you're playing Project Gotham Racing 2 and you're like, oh wow, achievements, that's pretty cool. I think that's really a cool thing to have kind of come up with. Sort of like I got my first idea for me personally, like when it comes to achievements and stuff, it was very interesting because it was a situation where I was playing NFL 2K5, and I think I was playing it on Xbox, and I also played it on PS2 because, it was only 19.99, so you could get two copies, one for each console, for cheaper than you could get Madden, which was very interesting. But they had the crib where you unlock different things, and it rewarded you for doing more than just like playing the game. So I always thought that was really cool the way that they did that. And so that when I really kind of love the way that the achievements are set up. I like trophies too, but I just think achievements are really cool. Like I would rather get 100 gamer score for doing something than one trophy, right? Like to me that may 50 gamer score. When you get a 50, I mean that's pretty big. I enjoy that. So like that's the type of thing that I really enjoy, and it's nice to see that happened. But what's going to happen in the future here, I do think this is going to be one of the interesting situations where this kind of thing happens, and we're going to see somebody else come in and replace them. I do hope that we get some kind of news sooner rather than later about what's going to happen. I know a lot of people have been asking for like updates to the achievement system, and I wouldn't mind. But like, if you were to ask me what would I like updated, it's hard to even say. Maybe give a worthless achievement if you complete a game 100%, sort of like how they do platinums for PlayStation. I don't know, get badges for doing things. I don't even know how they would redesign things, but it would be interesting to see if they could do that. And I personally am interested to see exactly what's going to happen in the future. If that happens, and would love to see what exactly could happen in the future with updating and who's going to take over the roles and do these things, because I think that this has been a heavy criticism of Microsoft and Xbox for a little while now. I'm not saying that, like I personally love achievements, but I think that, if people are upset or they want changes to it, I think that, Microsoft should probably do that. And that's exactly what, for me personally as a fan, I would love to see them go out there and listen to the fans and kind of change things around and, offer some changes. But like, what are some changes to the achievement system that you guys might like to see in the future? I would love to hear that, because, I've always asked people when they go, oh man, we really could use an update to the achievement system, and I'm like, well, what would they do? And then everybody's just like, I don't know. So if you do have an idea, let me know. Sound off, rate, comment, subscribe. Again, I'm Crap Gamer. This is Crap Gamer Reviews. Thank you for taking time out of your schedule to watch one of my videos. If you do watch the videos, please leave a like. It helps the video to be seen, and it helps the channel to grow. I've made some changes around here. I'm trying to make things a little bit more accessible and fun. But it does require some likes and some sharing and some subscriptions. So if you guys wouldn't mind doing that stuff, I would appreciate it. Have a great day. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, Crap Gamer 'em up. Crap Gamer out.